Kia ora, good morning everyone, Richard here, welcome back to the channel. Being a photographer or filmmaker these days is just super lucky. There is pretty much no bad camera that you can buy in the market, and for camera accessories and tools, we have so many choices. If there is a demand for some particular item, then some company would make it for us. So today we are going to have a look at the SmokeGENIE, a device that I really want when I start doing portrait photography and wedding photography about 15 years ago, but nothing like that was available back then. Now wait a minute, didn't I just review the SmokeGENIE not too long ago? Yes, that's right. I did a review of the SmokeGENIE just about 6 months ago, but the guys from PMI has just upgraded the SmokeGENIE, and in this video we'll have a look at their latest 2023 version SmokeGENIE. Since I have already done a pretty in-depth review of the original SmokeGENIE, and this latest SmokeGENIE is quite similar in a lot of ways, so in this video I won't repeat every single thing that I have said in my original SmokeGENIE review. Instead, I will give you a quick overview of what the SmokeGENIE is, what it can do, and I will focus on the new changes compared to the original version. I would recommend you to watch my review of the original SmokeGENIE after watching this video. What I'm holding here is the 2023 version of SmokeGENIE. It is a compact, battery-powered smoke machine. This latest version SmokeGENIE looks almost identical to the original version, which is not a bad thing as I really like the design of the original SmokeGENIE. It fits in my hand nicely when I hold it. It is mostly made of plastic, but very nice quality plastic. The build quality of the SmokeGENIE is good and it feels solid despite its plastic construction. PMI told me they have made some changes to the plastic they use on the 2023 version, and it is more scratch resistant. I noticed my original version SmokeGENIE does have a few minor scratches now on the body, but I will need to use the new version a little bit longer to tell if this new version is actually any better in terms of scratch resistant. To turn on the SmokeGENIE, you just need to triple press the power button at the front. It is a safety feature to avoid the SmokeGENIE gets switched on accidentally when you put it in a camera bag. The SmokeGENIE has a lot of safety features, but I'm not going to go through all of them in this review. As I've mentioned before, the SmokeGENIE is a battery-powered smoke machine, and it uses two removable 18650 batteries. Depends on where you get your SmokeGENIE from. The batteries may be included or maybe not included. But even if they are not included, these batteries are standard batteries, so you should be able to find them from your local shops quite easily and it's not too expensive. However, even though the 18650 battery is a standard battery, there are a few variations that are not completely compatible. So I suggest you to check out PMI's website to read the information about which 18650 battery is the one that you should buy for the SmokeGENIE. If you need to buy the batteries yourself and you bought the professional kit or the event kit, the included haze fan also requires one 18650 battery. One nice thing I like is that there is a USB-C port on both the SmokeGENIE and the haze fan, and you can use that to charge the 18650 battery. It means you don't have to worry about buying and carrying a 18650 battery charger. SmokeGENIE's battery life is pretty decent. One set of 18650 battery should last a few hours, but if you need to shoot whole day, you could just get a couple of extra 18650 battery and you can swap the battery very easily. As far as I know, the SmokeGENIE is the only compact battery power smoke machine that allows you to easily swap the battery with a non-proprietary battery. You need to attach the smoke chamber onto the SmokeGENIE, but before you do that, you may want to fill it up with some smoke liquid first. The SmokeGENIE requires the special non-toxic smoke liquid from PMI. I would certainly prefer if we don't have to use the special smoke liquid from PMI, and I think a lot of people would agree with me, but it seems all the compact smoke machine in the market would need some kind of special smoke liquid, as the normal smoke liquid for the full-size smoke machine is just not strong enough. On the positive side, that's why the SmokeGENIE's smoke chamber is so tiny. It is only 9 ml, but it can last 15 minutes of spray time when running at level 5. Just pull the silicone tab on the smoke chamber and you can fill it up with the smoke liquid. By the way, since the smoke chamber would heat up when the SmokeGENIE is generating smoke, that silicone tab on the smoke chamber would turn into pink color when it's about 60 degrees Celsius or 140 degrees Fahrenheit. This is another safety feature to protect you from burning your hand when you're using the SmokeGENIE. PMI told me they have improved the design of the nozzle of the smoke liquid bottle to make it easier to refill the smoke chamber. Unfortunately, the sample that I received is still the old version, so I can't really try it out. But I never really found it was hard to fill up the SmokeGENIE's smoke chamber anyway. I remember the first time when I used the original SmokeGENIE, I was actually pretty impressed by how easy is it to fill up the smoke chamber compared to some other similar products that I have tried before. When the SmokeGENIE detects the smoke chamber, it will display the message tank connected. Once you see the message, just turn the smoke chamber a little bit more and that should be it. Don't over tighten the smoke chamber. Then you just need to put this magnetic heat shield back on and the SmokeGENIE is ready to use. PMI has also improved the design of the smoke chamber. Some users have complained to PMI that when they accidentally drop the smoke chamber onto the floor and that broke the smoke chamber because the original smoke chamber was made of glass. The price of the smoke chamber is around $70 US, so it's not cheap at all, so nobody wants to break it by accident. The latest version is now made of heat-resistant, shock-resistant polymer with stainless steel skeleton inside. It should be a lot stronger and it will be really hard even if you want to break it. The smoke chamber is a consumable part because it has the heating coil in it, so it has limited life. That means you do have to buy a new one when it dies. I would like not having to replace the whole smoke chamber and maybe just replace the heating coil in it so we don't have to pay $70 when the heating coil died. It is quite a lot of money and I think that could be a reason that stopped people from buying the SmokeGENIE. But the smoke chamber seems to last a pretty long time. I have been using the original SmokeGENIE for over 6 months now and I'm still using the same smoke chamber that came with it. It's still working great and it doesn't look like I need to replace it anytime soon. So yes, the smoke chamber is not cheap, but it should at least last quite a long time. Okay, now let's get to the fun part, actually using the SmokeGENIE to create some smoke. To generate smoke, you just need to press this button at the back and smoke would come out from the SmokeGENIE pretty much immediately. You don't have to wait for the device to warm up. But the SmokeGENIE is not just about generating smoke. Well, I mean it is, but it's a lot more than that. Because it is easy to generate smoke. You can just go and get a vape pen very cheaply and that is some kind of smoke machine. With the SmokeGENIE, you can be creative and control precisely how the smoke will look like. You can adjust the power and fan speed, which is super easy as there's a display and a few buttons at the front, so it's simple and clear. Use it with the accessories that come with the SmokeGENIE and you can generate smoke that look very different. You can create the typical looking smoke. You can create haze. And if you like to do some food photography, you can generate steam effect. But my favorite is definitely the dry ice effect, which is super cool. And it is also very useful, especially for product photo or video. And these are just some of the most standard way to use the SmokeGENIE. Because there are so many accessories that come with the SmokeGENIE, you can combine different settings with different accessories to achieve some really creative smoke effect. To me, this really makes the SmokeGENIE different from all the other smoke machines that I have tried over the last few years, and it gives me a lot more creative freedom on how I want my photo or video to look like. Another thing I want to mention is that the haze fan for the 2023 version is a complete brand new design. It can be remotely controlled, which I will talk about in a minute. With the original SmokeGENIE, if you want to use the haze fan, you probably have to use one hand to hold the SmokeGENIE and the other hand to hold the fan. But this new version comes with a dock for the fan. You can attach the fan to the SmokeGENIE securely using the dock, and then you only need to hold it with just one hand. One small complaint for me is that when you use the fan dock, the elastic band for the fan dock would cover the tripod mount at the bottom of the SmokeGENIE. Fortunately, you could just push the elastic band slightly to the side and you can still use the tripod mount. In terms of controlling the power output and fan speed, there are 5 levels available for both the power output and the fan speed, just like the original version. But PMI has made some adjustments to the output level. At the lowest level, level 1, the output is lower than the original SmokeGENIE. The reason is some users have feedback to PMI and said level 1 is still a little bit too strong when they are shooting some small scale scene like miniature work or product shots when the user only wants to have very tiny amount of smoke. So PMI has turned down the level 1 power. You can see the difference quite easily in this side-by-side comparison. If you have watched my original SmokeGENIE review, you may remember I mentioned that if you set the SmokeGENIE to the highest power setting, either level 4 or level 5, then there would be a time limit on how long you can run the SmokeGENIE continuously, as the device has a built-in protection mechanism to prevent overheating. With the new 2023 version, you can now keep it running continuously even at level 4 or level 5 without any time limit. I've asked PMI how they managed to do that. They told me they have made some optimization to the output power to allow the SmokeGENIE to run much longer. So if you look at this side-by-side comparison, at level 5, the 2023 version generates slightly less smoke than the original version, but the difference is not really big. And the fact that the 2023 version can run continuously for much longer can easily make up the small difference in output power. But what about if you want to generate the maximum amount of smoke within a very short amount of time? Well, if you long press the power button for a few seconds, and that would turn the SmokeGENIE into the Pro mode. In Pro mode, there are a total of 10 power levels that you can choose. It means there are 5 extra higher output level in the Pro mode when compared to the normal mode. But if you go above level 5 and run it continuously, then you would trigger the overheat protection. For myself, I would prefer to just stick with the normal mode so I don't have to worry about the time limit. The original SmokeGENIE comes with a remote control that is very useful, especially when you want to mount the SmokeGENIE using the 1/4-inch screw mount at the bottom of the SmokeGENIE and place it in some place that is hard to reach. However, if you use multiple SmokeGENIEs, then you would need to hold and use multiple remotes. Holding and pressing the button on multiple SmokeGENIE remote can be a little bit tricky, and there are a lot of professional users out there that will use multiple SmokeGENIE at the same time very regularly. So this time PMI has upgraded the remote to a new version and they call it the Magic Remote. There are 4 buttons on the Magic Remote. Each button can be used to trigger up to a total of 10 SmokeGENIE or haze fan remotely. Yes, the haze fan can now be remote controlled as well, which is great if you use the haze fan quite a bit. You can also control the same SmokeGENIE with the different buttons on the remote as well. You may wonder why you want to do that. Okay, let me show you an example. I have 2 SmokeGENIEs. I have programmed it so button 1 would trigger the first SmokeGENIE. and button 2 will trigger the second SmokeGENIE. And then button 3 will trigger both SmokeGENIE. So you can see how this can be very useful if you have multiple SmokeGENIE. You can control how much smoke or where the smoke is generated by just pressing the different buttons on the remote. If you already got the original SmokeGENIE, only if you have the very early batch of SmokeGENIE that has the white color remote, then that cannot be used with this new magic remote. But if you have one of those SmokeGENIE, PMI is offering a trade-in program for you to upgrade to the latest version of the SmokeGENIE. While the SmokeGENIE is really quite powerful for a small battery power smoke machine, it is still not as powerful as the traditional full-size smoke machine, especially if you want to use it outdoor. PMI recommends using 3 SmokeGENIE together. While it may sound like a bit of hassle that you have to use 3 of them, there are some advantages of using 3 SmokeGENIE compared to a traditional smoke machine. Traditional smoke machine usually runs on AC power, so if you use it in a remote location, then you will need some kind of power generator to power it. And because those smoke machines are large and heavy and connected to a power source, so you would usually just set it up in one place and you wouldn't move it around much. And you also can't put the traditional smoke machine or hide it in a small place easily, like if you want to place it under the car bonnet to simulate smoke coming out from the engine bay maybe after an accident. It would be quite tricky using the traditional smoke machine. And usually with the traditional smoke machine, it can only be used to generate one kind of smoke effect. If you want haze, you need a haze machine. If you want the dry ice effect, you will need a low fogger. But if you use the SmokeGENIE, then you can use it to create many different types of smoke effect, and I've demonstrated some of the most common one earlier in this video. So while I think having to use multiple SmokeGENIE may not be the perfect solution, and I would like to see a bigger and more powerful SmokeGENIE in the future, but there are also some advantages that the traditional smoke machine can't offer. Now, if you need to use multiple SmokeGENIE, PMI has created a new accessory called Genie Trident. This is a product that PMI created together with the camera case manufacturer Tilter. The Genie Trident is a handle that you can dock 3 SmokeGENIE onto it. It has the quick release design to allow you to attach and remove the SmokeGENIE very quickly. And remember I said the new magic remote can be used to trigger multiple SmokeGENIE and even the haze fan. You can attach the magic remote onto the Genie Trident and you can control 3 SmokeGENIE all together very easily, even with just one hand. At the moment, this Genie Trident is only available as part of the event kit. And let's talk about the different kits available. There are 3 different SmokeGENIE kits available: the starter kit, the professional kit, and the event kit. The starter kit includes a SmokeGENIE, a smoke chamber, 160ml bottle of smoke liquid, remote, and 1 silicone extension tube. The professional kit, which is the sample that PMI sent me for the review, has 1 SmokeGENIE, 2 smoke chambers, a bottle of 120ml smoke liquid, the haze fan, the fan dock, remote control, and a few other accessories. The professional kit also comes in a hard carry case. For professional users, I think the professional kit makes a lot of sense as it includes all those different accessories to allow you to have precise control of what the smoke would look like, and you have a spare smoke chamber and also a larger bottle of the smoke liquid as well. However, the price of the professional kit is not cheap. The actual price depends on the country, but it is around $700 US. To be fair, if you are a professional photographer or videographer, the price is not bad, especially consider what it can do. But for casual users that just need to generate a little bit of smoke, it is really expensive. So I will recommend you the starter kit instead, as it is about 20 to 30% cheaper. So it's a much more affordable choice, and you can still buy those accessories separately later on if you want to. I would definitely love to see a cheaper version of SmokeGENIE available in the future, as I think even around $500 or so is still pretty expensive for casual users. Then we have the event kit, which is specially designed for professional users that need multiple SmokeGENIE. There are 3 SmokeGENIE included in the event kit, and all the important accessories, and also the Genie Trident as well. The event kit comes in a large hard carry case. Inside the case there is space for you to carry extra batteries, and the case was also designed in a way that you can use it as the workstation for the SmokeGENIE. The event kit will be available for rental, but you can also buy it from places like B&H or Adorama if you want to. When I reviewed the original version of SmokeGENIE last year, I was already pretty impressed. There was nothing like that in the market, and it was a very well designed mini portable smoke machine, and it was designed in a way that even professionals can use it and trust it. Since then, it became the only device that I use when I want to have a bit of smoke effect in my photo or video. For example, the thumbnail for my Lumix S5 II review was created using a SmokeGENIE. With this new 2023 version, fundamentally it is still the same SmokeGENIE, there's nothing wrong with that. But PMI has made a lot of improvements after receiving feedbacks from their users. Most of these changes are targeting professional users, as it appears a lot of the SmokeGENIE users are professional photographers or filmmakers that need a small, portable, reliable and versatile solution to generate smoke at different locations. I have been using the original SmokeGENIE for about 6 months now, and it has been super reliable. And if something goes wrong, the SmokeGENIE would display message to tell me exactly what's wrong and help me to troubleshoot the issue. This is very important, especially when I'm shooting project photos for clients or doing a wedding, because if something does go wrong, I can't just tell my clients that, hey, I don't know what's wrong with my smoke machine, can you just wait, I need 10-20 minutes trying to figure out what's happening. As a professional, you need your gear to work all the time to give you no unpleasant surprises, and if something goes wrong, you need to be able to troubleshoot it quickly. If you are shooting a feature film or a music video with a large crew, you don't want the whole crew to wait for you just because your smoke machine suddenly doesn't work and you don't really know how to fix it. Time is money, especially if you have a team of people working with you. That's why professionals would usually prefer to pay more for quality gear, as it would cost them more if they go for some cheaper but not so reliable gears instead. Now, if you are interested in the SmokeGENIE but you haven't watched my review of the original SmokeGENIE, you definitely should watch that video as well, as I talk about a lot of things in more detail in that video.